Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about Nen, the Hunter x Hunter power system. Yeah, so this is definitely going to be a two-part episode because holy nuggets, there is a lot. Let's get into it. So, first, just Nen. Basic. So, Nen is the. How do I explain this? It's a technique that allows a living being to use and manipulate their own life energy, known as aura or Nen. A person capable of utilizing Nen is, referred to as a Nen user. Yeah. And then those who cannot use Nen are non-users. So, yeah. Yeah. So, aura is the life energy produced by all living things. So, animals, humans. That's living. And it is vital for survival and directly linked to one's stamina. Yeah. The points of which aura flows are called aura nodes. Yeah. So aura is invisible to non-aura users. It can only actually really be seen after awakening aura nodes in the eyeballs. That's it. So. Although sensitive individuals can still feel aura, like they can legit feel it. Anyway, sorry about that. So yeah, they can feel it. Yeah. So, So, like, if you're giving off an aura saying, yeah, don't mess with me, I'm angry today, certain people who are sensitive to that can feel it and, like, yeah. Anyway, I need to take a breather. It's getting stuffy in this mask for a second. In normal conditions, the aura flows from all parts of the body. It tends to flow together, producing one mass of energy, which is pretty cool. This happens without an individual's awareness. So yeah, they don't know they're doing this. Typically, resulting in aura slowly leaking away from their body constantly without exceedingly harmful consequences. So yeah, if you run out of aura, you kinda just die. Yeah, you kinda just die. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah. So you die if you run out of aura, so it's like chakra in that sense. Telling you now, chakra kinda takes a lot from Nen, which is how good power systems are made. Like, I'm not gonna lie, cursed energy takes a lot from this too. Okay, so now we're getting into a new category called conditions. So, the creator of a Nen ability can include conditions in it to increase its power or to make the ability feasible. So, yeah. So Kurapika? Yeah. his chain jail specifically, has a condition. So it can only it's unbreakable and can only be used on the Phantom Troop. If it's used on anyone else, Kurapika dies. So that made the chain pretty much unbreakable because of how big the deal was. Anyway. So it's either Nen cannot typically on its own do these effects, or they're just not strong enough yet that you would use a condition. And Kurapika cannot make unbreakable Nen chains unless he made that deal. So these are actually based off equivalent exchange. So it takes. So if you sacrifice your pinky, it'll get a pretty big buff because that's a pretty big thing to lose a whole body part. Doesn't sound like much, but it can actually really boost power because you're losing a whole body part. Yeah. So yeah, conjuration, specialization, and manipulation tend to rely on conditions a lot. We do not know why. They are the ones that have the most conditions. They do. So the ideology and world outlook and sense of right and wrong of the ability plays a fundamental role in determining the exact circumstances and boundaries of a condition. So yeah, pretty cool. So basically, what you think is good, what you think is bad, can play a huge role in how your conditions work, how powerful, how much you need to trade off, kind of situation. Hold up, I think my notes are wrong. Yo, my notes are so weird. Well, we might be working on a subfactor of none now, and I would have no clue. But people who have not trained in 10, I'll explain that later, will leak aura similar to water vapor boiling out from a kettle. It has been described as being like a warm, viscous fluid at rest. Whereas powerful, refined auras produce a sensation that feels akin to needles piercing or poking into the skin or piercing into the skin. Hostile aura generates extremely unpleasant sensations, which can cause a non-user to halt in their tracks and be unable to walk towards the source of it, as well as been erect in front of them. Also, it can also kill them. Yes, non-users can die to hostile aura if it's like insanely strong. An experienced user of Nen can judge the location and relative strength of their opponents by reading the output of their aura. So kind of like Cursed Energy, you can read your opponent's strength by the output of their aura, which I just find... Hold up. Yeah. Just find really, really cool. On the other hand, skilled Nen users can also regulate the flow of their aura so they appear to be beginners or regular individuals. Watch. Holy snuggets. that could be really powerful. Like, quite honestly, you could hide your aura to make it look like you're a beginner, and then all of a sudden become like really strong out of nowhere. That's a really good strategy, honestly. Grave wounds such as mutilations can disrupt the flow of aura and affected body parts, and even stop it altogether, which is really scary. So if your arm gets badly enough cut open or sliced, it could lose all aura flow, which means the aura nodes in your hand and your arm, or maybe just your arm, would be unusable. Yeah. Scary to think about. So in combat, you never really want to get cut. Because it could be bad. Learning Nen and just learning Nen. Which, this is where my notes messed up, because I got my conditions in this area too, which is so dumb. So a student learning Nen trains to manually open and close their aura nodes so that they can control the flow of their aura. There are two ways to achieve this. One of these is the slow and careful way in which one generally learns the process through meditation. The other method is the fast and risky way. Yeah. It's in Japanese, this fast and risky way is called baptism. And I don't know how to say the word, but in Japanese it translates to baptism, which is cool. Achieved by forcing the aura nodes to open via an influx of external aura. So yeah, it's sometimes referred to as, or it is translated baptism. Again, wish I could pronounce the English version. It's like linitinition. Anyway, so putting an influx of Nen into someone who doesn't have Nen will unlock Nen. Despite being much quicker, this method is typically actually frowned upon by Nen instructors due to the danger it possesses to the student if the user is inexperienced or has malice intent, and it is not considered a standard teaching method. Yeah. So also there's another thing, is if you cannot close your aura nodes, you'll just leak out all your aura and die. But if they do survive this, they could suffer consequences. So, like, if they survive this, they might not be able to use their arms or their eyes or something. Or may not even be able to use Nen. I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah. And yeah, it's referred to as an attack, actually. Less than a teaching method, it's more of an attack. Yeah. Which it might as well be, because non-users who awaken this way without receiving an appropriate amount of control of their aura nodes might suffer from exhaustion for a long time due to being unable to control their aura leakage. Yeah. Some people might just be fine, no consequences, just instantly close their aura nodes, now be able to use aura. But some people, not that easy. a state of half awakening exists in which an individual may be able to control their aura to a certain degree and release a more sufficient amount than an average person, but still have some of their aura nodes closed, which may result in being unable to see aura or just use aura from your fingertips and stuff. Yeah, some victims of manipulation techniques can have this on them, which is really sad, because sometimes they can never get out of this half transformation. Nen of the Flame. This is... Wow, this is going to be a long category. I might save the rest of this for episode 2 of this. I don't know. In my notes, I accidentally pasted conditions so much that probably made my notes so much longer. But yeah. I don't know how far I'm gonna get in this video. Yeah, no. Let's continue where we left off next video. Comment if this helped you, and part 2 should be coming out immediately right after this one.